Hello? Still can't hear you. Fuck. What's wrong? What is wrong? It's not you. It's definitely not you, Chloe. Oh. This is troublesome, folks. We'd like to get on with the quiz, but we can't see how to fix this. We haven't had a scuffed stream in quite a while. And now I can't hear Chloe even. That really is bad. Chloe, why can't I hear you? Oh, I can hear you now. Goodness grief. Okay, let's keep going with the quiz. Question number 2. Britons watching the Oprah interview on CBS were horrified by what kind of advertising banned in the UK? Was it divorce attorneys, political campaigns, prescription medications, or massage therapists? Britons watching the Oprah interview on CBS were horrified by what kind of advertising banned in the UK? Was it divorce attorneys, political campaigns, prescription medications, or massage therapists? Again, I apologise for the technical difficulties. And I apologise to Chloe that despite what she keeps saying, nobody can hear her. See, of all of the weeks, this was the only week where I haven't had a chance to test it ahead of time, and whenever I've tested it, it's always worked fine. So I didn't have a chance to test it this week. And now we have trouble. But I'm sure you guys will all stand by us and stick with it. So I'm going to just carry on. Question number 3. Reported levels of people's food waste were down by how much since 2019? Mostly due to lockdowns. Was it 7%, 12%, 17%, or 22%? That was reported levels of people's food waste are down by how much since 2019? Mostly due to lockdowns. Is it 7%, as I've written, 12%, 17%, or 22%? Okay, we have some potential solutions we're going to explore. Bigger problems at the moment, Chloe, so we'll cross those first. Question number 4 of the news round. Nightingale hospitals are to close in April due to lower numbers of patients. But how many Nightingale hospitals were set up in England since April 2020? Was it 3, 5, 7, or 9? No, it's not particularly early. I have a solution, thank you to stage crew who I'm currently working with. So we have this in the bag. It's just a slightly faffy way of doing it. So yeah, if you can if you can put up with the botched first round, then we will have a nice second round for you. Yeah, perhaps. Okay. Question number 5 then. Where in Wales were mountain goats caught queuing outside of Primark? Was it Llandudno, Newport, Cumbran or Llanelli? Chloe just completely butchered the pronunciation of all 4 of those then. And she didn't say anything. Let us see what we can do about a workaround to get Chloe in. Because that would be quite useful to us, I think, to have Chloe. Well, I think so, personally. That was where in Wales were mountain goats caught queuing outside of Primark? Llandudno, or Llandudno, Newport, Cumbran or Llanelli? Yeah? Chloe says she tried baked feta pasta, which does sound like a lot of fun, actually. To round off the news round before we really get this sorted, meteorite material was found in the UK for the first time in 30 years. What type of rock is it? Is it an enstatite chondrite? Is it carbonaceous chondrite? Is it kakangari chondrite? Or is it rumuruti chondrite? You have Chloe's lovely face. She can be seen, but she cannot be heard. And that is... Oh, yes, they can see you. You had better not scratch your balls, as you just said, and I'm repeating. No, I appreciate it. I won't repeat that, because I'm going to get in trouble if I say that. Let me see if I can get Chloe into the system now. Audio. That one. Oh, I feel like people can hear you, Chloe. Say something.
Like what?
Okay, and I want to be able to hear you as well, so I will do this. Say something else. I think I just had a big spike of feedback there, so apologies to... Apologies to everybody listening. Chloe?
Yes. Yeah.
I think people can hear you.
So I should stop talking about scratching my balls.
I think people can hear you now. But I still can't. So, presuming everybody can hear you, Chloe, you can crack on with the men took the credit round, which is the second round. Again, apologies, guys, for our technical difficulties. I hope you're all still here. It says that a lot of you are still here, so I do sincerely appreciate that. We've had a few tech diffs, but yeah, everyone's sticking around. Right, Chloe, go ahead. Presuming everyone can hear you, and I'm sure Hayley will tell me if they can't, then please go ahead with question number 7.
Okay. So this is a round of examples where men took credit for things from women, because men aren't very nice sometimes. Okay, so which board game was originally invented by Elizabeth Maggie, but credit was given to Charles Darrow until as late as 2007? Your options are Scrabble, Monopoly, or Uno.
I hope I didn't cause any more trouble. I'm going to get
Which is the trouble cause the job.
Okay, right. No more trouble. No more trouble. Today, no more trouble. Everything's fixed. Everything is working. Everything is now working really well. Everything's working.
I can't see the feed.
Apparently quite a few notification noises. So I can get rid of those. Oh, you can't see the feed. That's right. You can see the feed now. So that was...
I can see the feed
Which
now.
board game was originally invented by Elizabeth Maggie, but credit was given to Charles Darrow until as late as 2007? Was it Cluedo, Scrabble, Monopoly, or Uno? Good question.
Thank you.
Chloe, number 8.
After Margaret Keane found out her husband was selling her paintings as his own, how did the court figure out who the real artist was? Did they have to present sketchbooks? Did they have a paint-off? Did they go off witness accounts? Or did they go off their ability to recall details of the paintings?
The post-mortem for that is going to be interesting because I have no idea what caused all of those issues. I still don't. I just have a workaround.
Well, that's fine then.
Thanks for the quick thinking of Jack, who has saved our asses again, as he always does.
I'm sure he'll be very humble about it.
So we're gonna have to be pace now. So to catch up a little bit. So after we got through 8 questions in half an hour, after Margaret Keane found out her husband was selling her paintings as his own, how did the court figure out who the real artist was? Did they present sketchbooks? Was there a paint-off? Were there witness accounts? Or was it the ability to recall detail of the paintings? We didn't lose... This just shows how great the Harry's audience is. We didn't lose viewers through any of that. The figure that I had when I checked in before it went wrong was the same figure that we have now.
I'm shook that people didn't immediately walk. They were like, well, my favourite presenter isn't there, so why
they knew that we would do our best to get you back.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm out of sorts as well a little bit because I didn't have much time to prep myself. I look very orange. Girl, look how orange you look, girl. Is it that button?
Look at my grey ass wall.
Well, that's even more orange. Let's have something less orange.
No, that's way too orange.
These are all orange.
Orange. I think you're just going to have to accept it, Joel.
That's less orange. We'll have that.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Question number 9. Which discovery did Otto Hahn take the sole credit for, excluding his partner, Lise Meitner? Meitner? I'm not very good with German. Antimatter, neutrons, stellar fusion, or nuclear fission? I think it's time for a cider.
A cider.
Cidre.
I have tea. It becomes so boring in lockdown. I'm like, cured.
So question
It's almost like a year alone with my thoughts has made me a better person.
Chloe, we haven't got time. We haven't got time for anecdotes. We haven't got time this week.
Hey, you gotta read it.
It's all my fault.
Which discovery did Otto Hahn take sole credit for, excluding his partner, Lise Meitner?
Yeah.
Antimatter, neutron, stellar fusion, nuclear fusion. Next question.
Question 10. Historians overlooked Trotula of Salerno since they believed such accurate work could not have been done by a woman. What field did she work in? Women's health, child psychology, cosmology and astronomy, or genetics? To be honest, it probably could have been a rum, but I've gone for the cider. I'm being careful. You're going to repeat that one?
Historians overlooked Trotula of Salerno since they believed such accurate work could not have been done by a woman. What field did she work in? Was it women's health, child psychology, cosmology and astronomy, or genetics?
Go ahead.
Candace Pert discovered the receptor that allows opiates to lock into the brain, but Dr. Solomon Snyder received the award for her work. What was his relationship to her? Her father, her partner, her professor, or her husband?
What I did have time for ahead of the quiz, thinking this was more important, no, it is quite important, is cropping up the sounds, the music round to be, you know, the right bits of the music round that we want.
Yeah.
Didn't check any
My
of them.
songs say the title at the beginning quite often.
So I didn't check any of them, so we're going to just hope that they are all right. Was that once or twice, Chloe? That question?
Once.
Okay, let's crack on.
Wait, did you not chop up the songs?
No, I have now.
You
I
have
did before the quiz, yeah. Candace Pert discovered the receptor that allows opiates to lock into the brain, but Dr. Solomon Snyder received the award for her work. What was his relationship to her? Was it her father, her partner, her professor, or her husband? Oh, partner is in like lab partner. So if it were partner, it would mean like okay, like a lab partner. Okay. So there's a clarity there at home. If it's partner at work, it's partner. If it's a husband, then it's husband.
This is the olden days. There were no partners.
Number 12. It's free text. I moved this one to the end of the round because it was a free text.
Fair enough.
Which made it a bit tricky.
Which female scientist had her work taken credit for by Watson, Crick, and Wilkins to win a Nobel Prize?
There you go. Right, what can I close? I can close those things. Goodness gracious, Chloe. Can't believe you've done this. Can't believe you've done this.
Pretty lady. 'Cause it's ladies' night and the feeling's right. Ladies' night. One night.
What a night indeed. So which female scientist had her work taken credit for by Watson, Crick and Wilkins to win a Nobel Prize?
Those cheeky
The next
boys.
round is not fancy, is it? Or is it sport next?
Yeah.
That's fine, that should work. Haley says all the levels seem alright, which is fantastic news considering. May have to do away with the smooth jazz this week, but that's fine. We will have the music rounds for you when they come to be. So, yeah, ponder on that one for a moment. Which female scientist had her work taken credit for by Watson, Crick and Wilkins to win a Nobel Prize? I am going to log into my soundboard machine, run the command that imports the sounds. 20 sounds found, that's good. And we're going to see if the picture round is going to work. This will be fun, won't it?
Yeah.
We're ready? So we go turn picture image on. So the picture round, we have sports stars. There's no picture there. Let's see what's wrong with it. If any of these are PNGs, I'm going to be upset with you.
I have no idea.
I won't actually be upset with you. It's fine.
I thought you fixed it.
No, that's definitely a JPEG. That's definitely a JPEG.
'Cause it's ladies' night
Oh, I think I know what
and
the
the
issue is.
feeling's right. Because it's ladies' night.
I can fix it
Oh,
there.
what now? Yay!
It's actually two issues together because it's never just one with us.
Remember when Harry's Challenge used to be a couple of mics and a desk?
Those were the glory days, weren't they? So this is you can see all these on your screen yourself. We want to know the names of these famous female athletes.
I think she
sports
looks gorgeous
stars.
in this picture.
Oh yeah. No, she's
Like I had options and I was like, I have to have this one. She's stunning.
Oh, I changed one of your questions because I wanted to make the round harder. In the time I could have spent, troubleshooting, I instead decided to make your
Which
round
one
harder.
did you change?
I removed Jessica Ennis because I wanted to take an easy one out and put a harder one in.
Oh, fair enough.
So we'll show you all of these. I'm sure everyone can tell who that is. So we'll go to the next one, which it won't. I'll have to press the button to do. There we go. This is number 14. Who's this? It is not Scuffed Harry's. Scuffed Harry's is not back. This is actually fully unscuffed. Don't you agree? Fully unscuffed Harry's. This one. No, you don't buy it.
Oh.
Because this used to be a recurring theme, was that Harry's would just be scuffed as all hell. But we are not falling into that trap again. In fact, so much so, I'm going to fix the music, the picture thing, and so now it will do. There we go. Number 15 is there. That was fully automatic. That was.
That was very fancy.
Can you believe it?
Can you feel it?
The real question will be if the music round actually works, but that's going to be the next challenge.
Can you feel it?
Oh, I can feel stressed at the moment, but
that was me this morning. If any of the kids that were in my lab, I'm sorry that I was useless and clueless and confused and unhelpful. It's just my nature as a person.
Yeah, maybe, but that's okay. So what's the next one? Let's have a look. Number 16. There we go.
This is not mine.
Oh, I added this one.
Yeah, I added this one.
I
I don't know anything about sports, so it's completely over my head. So I was like, I recognize like 3 of these women.
They're not some of them aren't particularly easy. Well, it depends. Some people follow different sports more than others.
Yeah.
We'll see. You've got to have a bit of variety.
Oh, of course.
A good team of. It's like when you kind of need to get 4 people for a university challenge team. You don't want the same kind of nerds.
No. You want
17 then is this
a range of nerds.
This
I have to
star?
have this one. This has to be in. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. Let's make the pictures bigger. Oh, look at that. Fancy. Look at that. I'm so smart. So that's number 17. If you want the authentic experience, then open another tab and search Coffee House Jazz on YouTube and play that. Number 18. Oh, now one's broken. Why is this one broken? It's a JPEG, but it's spelled JPE. You know, in the right, you can have a JPEG that's with an E in it. It's one of them. But there we go. Classic. My very resilient, robust machine of live streaming extraordinaire that I have implemented. It's really
stunning.
good.
Like when I was
she's very good looking.
Female athletes, these women are gorgeous. I think it's all the exercise. It just makes them pretty. Maybe I should exercise. Nah.
Is that a decision you've just made you've had to weigh it up there?
Oh yeah, there was, I could perhaps be more attractive, but I'd have to sweat. It's not worth it, Joel.
That's fair. That's fair. Some people enjoy. I don't know. Some people enjoy. I ever get it. People enjoy like running and working out, and I'm just like, you're a madman. Like, why?
I tried to run. I tried to be a runner for like a week. I hated it, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I have to be distracted into exercise. That's why I liked dancing, because I'd be busy thinking about the steps, not thinking, oh, I can't breathe.
Right. No, I did. I started running a bit in the first lockdown, and then the weather was too hot to do it, and then the weather was now too cold for me to want to do it.
Oh yeah.
So this is the end of the athlete round, sports round. I'll give it a moment for people to think about, but we can't dawdle too much because we are on a.
No dawdle, no dilly dally, no flim flam, no.
Exactly. I can't promise that we'll be done by 10 tonight.
We did so well last week. We shot for the sun, and now we must fall to the ground.
We must, yes. So I'll give you guys a moment while you're checking through those at home. I am going to mute myself and test the music round quickly to make sure it's working.
Oh,
Chloe should be able to hear it in theory when I play it.
I hope so. So, I know I normally have a theme. I know how from you. It sounds.
So they can't hear that, so that's okay. What are you saying?
It doesn't sound right. It sounds.
Oh, well, I'm sure I'll get told. If it sounds right to people, if it doesn't sound right to the folks at home, I'm sure I will be told.
Yeah. We'll wait and see what they say.
So let's have a look at the music round. Then we want song titles, preferably in capitals if possible. Could you turn my volume down a little bit, Chloe? Let's have a look and see how it sounds. This is the first one. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, good.
I'm tired.
No, I was just testing. Lovely. Apparently that sounds okay. If anyone have any trouble or can't hear it or needs one repeating or whatever, we will repeat all of them at the end, even at the moment with this tighter schedule we're on. But if you want to hear one again extra, then message us on Instagram at Rubik's USSU. And indeed, if you want a repost of you guys in a squad, then also message us at Rubik's USSU. Sounds fine, but quiet. Okay, well, I'll make sure the next one is a bit louder. So that's the song title of that song. Number 22 is this. There we go.
Well, yeah, I don't really have a theme for these songs. I kind of just went on that one, and that's what I had.
Sometimes that's a good way to get a good music round, to be honest.
Thank you.
I didn't say this was a good music round. I just said that can be a good way to get a good music round. No, it is. It's a good round. I'm messing with you. I'm just being an arse.
Stop making me cry on International Women's Day.
It was yesterday.
My day. Even though it was yesterday. But by Harry's, it's today.
That's true. Let's see what number 3 is. I bow down to pray and try to make the world seem better. Number 3, that is. Number 23. And number 24 is this.
I'm whipping that work, keep digging that work, I got it. 36 to that real, hanky full of that bounce, babe.
There you go. That was 24. I noticed at least on Spotify when I saw these songs come in, they were in a different order to the quiz sheet.
Were they?
So I resorted them. I made a copy but then again I took them off Spotify anyway to record. I went and looked at my legally purchased copies of all of these songs to clip them up for.
Oh yeah, I may
quiz.
have gotten the first one, the bottom one. I may have swapped them and then forgot to do it on.
That would explain it. Yeah, I think it might have just been one or two, but it threw me off.
Yeah, I think I decided something and forgot to do it.
25 was this.
Oh,
You say I'm nothing without you, but I'm nothing with you. A man don't really love you if he hits you. This is my notice to the zoo. I'm not taking it no more. I'm not your personal whore. That's not what I'm here for.
It's not what she's here for. The bow tie is wonky, but I think it's representative of scuffed Harrys. See, when we were first getting into the swing of doing the online pub quiz, nearly a year ago now, it was a lot of scuff. It was a lot of scuff. Even when I was hosting it on my own, there was scuff, and then when I got a co-host, it was also still scuff. And we'd try and get more adventurous with the tech different weeks, and it would just always be scuffed. But it was fun.
I wasn't there for that.
No, you got in once it had, for the most part,
Yeah.
defined.
I was like, okay, now I'll join because it's not shit. So
26 is this. Quite a funky intro.
I liked it.
$27 is this.
Bright as the sun, I wanna have some fun. Come and give me some of that yum yum.
That's all you're getting.
I feel like there's more range to my music round this week. Probably because I just went, that one.
I like that one. I like that one.
I
Yeah,
like that one.
fair enough.
It sounds like pulling songs that I already knew.
Yeah. 28 is this.
Oh baby, baby, we'll do whatever you like. Oh baby, baby, baby. Oh baby, baby, baby.
Very poetic. That was number 28. I had such a good run of non-scuffed, like a running streak of non-scuffed quiz.
It's gonna be okay, Joel. I'm sure that everyone
think we
will
had-
remember this forever.
I think we had your audio problems was the last scuffed one as well. Was I managed to break your audio on that occasion as well. It's a long time ago,
I'm just the problem here, obviously.
surely. Yeah. Well, the one recurring thing between all of these problems and all the previous problems is me, so that might be a bit more apparent.
Yeah.
29 is this.
Lick me up, I'm sweet and salty. Mix it up and down my body. Love to hate me, praise me, shame me. Either way you talk about me.
What song is that?
Motherfucking bop, that's what it is.
It is a bop. It's a tune. It's a banger.
It is. I
All of these
never
things.
heard it before. I was like, what's this? I like it. It goes.
And then number 30 is this.
Be done.
That is the end of Chloe's round. We're going to play the songs again in quick succession because that helps people if they missed it. Let's go. 21 was this.
Come say what you wanna. You need to lick my butter.
22. 23.
I bow down to pray and try to make the world seem better.
24.
I'm whipping at work, keep digging at work. I got it. 36 to that real, hanky full of that bounce rate.
25.
You say I'm nothing without you, but I'm nothing with you. A man don't really love you if he hits you. This is my notice to the zoo. I'm not taking it no more. I'm not your personal whore. That's not what I'm here for.
26. 27.
Bright as the sun, I wanna have some fun. Come and give me some of that yum yum.
28.
Oh baby, baby, we'll do whatever you like. Oh baby, baby, baby. Oh baby, baby, baby.
You
29.
just showed that.
No, it wasn't the playlist, fortunately, but it was my Spotify. 29.
Lick me up, I'm sweet and salty. Mix it up and down my body. Love to hate me, praise me, shame me. Either way you talk about me.
I wanted to open my Spotify to see the list for myself, but I knew that it wasn't currently open, but I still didn't want it to appear on the screen because it's not good. My broadcasts are usually perfect. And 30 was this. And we're going to crack on, and Chloe is going to tell us the first questions in the history round.
History round. Okay, so normally our history rounds have a lot of dudes in. This
True.
one, a lot of chicks.
Brilliant.
Doing great. Because chicks are great. So, which famous tongue twister did Mary Anning inspire?
Don't know.
She sells by the seashore. Red lorry, yellow lorry. I shouldn't have done this. Betty Botter bought some butter. Or where she shines, she sits. Oh my god, that's so
Where
No
she
more tongue
shines, she
twister
sits, and where she sits, she shines.
And where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines.
Very good.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry,
So-
yellow lorry, red lorry.
Which famous tongue twister did Mary Anning inspire? She sells seashells, red lorry, yellow lorry, Betty Botter bought some butter, or where she shines, she sits.
Fuck, how can you do these? Micah.
32. Lord and Lady Byron's daughter is considered to be the world's first what? Feminist, forensic anthropologist, computer programmer, or female philosopher. Good question.
So Lord and Lady Byron's daughter, these are the poets, is considered to be the world's first what? Feminist, forensic anthropologist, computer programmer, or female philosopher?
Philosopher. Yeah.
Philosopher. A lady who thinks about life and the meaning of it all.
Mm. The literal Greek translation is love of knowledge. There you go. So,
That's why
30.
PhDs are called PhDs, because it's a doctor of philosophy, which is kind of an old word term for science.
yeah, kind of it's quite a wide-ranging term. 33.
Yeah.
In which year did Amelia Earhart become the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic? Was it 32, 34, 36, or 38?
That was mean.
That is quite
That is quite mean.
almost
I
the
think I
entirety
thought
of our
we'll
quiz
never
this week.
believe the 40s or the 20s. So
Almost the entirety of the quiz this week was written by women. Not just Chloe, we had some of
It
our
was.
guest writers step in.
thank
because
God
I'm
for that. I
lazy-
was
not because I'm
fucking
lazy.
exhausted.
But They offered to write some rounds because it was International Women's themed and they wanted to write them. Perhaps they didn't trust me to write them. No, I would have written some lovely rounds. But which year did Amelia
I'm sure you
Earhart
would have.
become the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic? Was it 32, 34, 36 or 38? Chloe.
Princess Anna Comini wrote the most important primary source of the 11th and 12th centuries of which empire? Mongol, Byzantine, British, or Japanese?
Question, properties, centuries. There we go. No one noticed that. No one noticed. It was fine. Nobody noticed that.
I can't spell, okay?
No. It's all right. We're fine. So, Princess Anna Karenina wrote the most important primary source of the 11th and 12th centuries. Of which empire? The Mongol Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the British Empire, or the Japanese Empire? 35, Chloe.
In 1955, who was arrested for refusing to move from her seat on a bus for a white passenger at the age of 15? Was it Rosa Parks, Ella Baker, Daisy Bates, or Claudette Colvin?
I just opened MS Paint in front of your face. Apologies. That was in 1955. Who was arrested for refusing to move from her seat on a bus for a white passenger at the age of 15? Rosa Parks, Ella Baker, Daisy Bates, or Claudette Colvin? 36, Chloe.
In the 1950s, a famous actress who was also an inventor created the tech behind which widely used technology? Laptops, Wi-Fi, iPhones, or TV? This is a question that could have been in the men stealing credit one. Because boys were like, that's nice. We totally don't want it. But also, we're going to paint into it. So
Classic.
But it was in my history round already, so I don't want to
Literally classic man energy, that.
Typical.
What can we do?
Don't know, Joel.
In the 1950s, a famous actress who was also an inventor created the tech behind which widely used technology? Was it laptops, Wi-Fi, iPhones, or the telly? And we go to 37 and Chloe.
What was the nickname of Harriet Tubman, former slave who rescued 70 enslaved people, including using the Underground Railroad? Sorry, my brain's completely stopped. So what was her nickname? The Samaritan, Messiah, Moses, or Mary?
Sorry, I'm just adding some information for one of the next rounds. I promise I'm working hard.
It's okay, I believe you. Do you want me to read it again?
Yes, please.
Try and get it right this time. What was the nickname of Harriet Tubman, former slave who rescued 70 enslaved people using the Underground Railroad? The Samaritan, Messiah, Moses, or Mary?
It's okay, that wasn't an answer sheet. That was actually a question sheet for in a minute.
I think I'm delayed a bit because my face is moving quite a bit slow.
Yeah, it can be quite odd. So 38. Which writer published her works under the pseudonym The Lady? Was it Jane Austen, Charlotte Bronte, Mary Ann Evans, or Louisa May Alcott? Right.
Oh, it's very eerie. I don't like it. I'm moving. Oh, this is uncomfortable. Okay, I'm going to stop moving. Which writer published their works under the pseudonym The Lady? Was it Jane Austen, Charlotte Bronte, Mary Ann Evans, or Louisa May Alcott? You know what? I respect the balls of being like the lady. It's not even a lady, it's the lady.
You've got to be on the. You got to be specific. You've got to be. You know, she didn't try to hide the fact. She just didn't want to be identified at the time, whoever it is. I like good pseudonyms. I like good pseudonyms.
I feel like that the lady is an old-timey equivalent of that bitch.
And there was, of course, I just like anything to do with having to get away with using fake names. So there's a story of Sappho and obviously Sappho obviously wasn't gay is kind of the running joke, right? Because she was, and she had a husband whose name translates to Dick Alcox of Man Island.
Brilliant.
And I'm sure that was an entirely real man who definitely existed.
Definitely existed.
One of
Mr.
the best
Dick
pseudonyms
of Man Island.
One of the best made-up names in history. Number 39.
That's great.
How did Indira Gandhi, India's first and only female prime minister, die during her second term in 1984? Was she presumed dead after she went missing while swimming? Was she killed by national extremists? Did she fall off of her horse, or was she assassinated by her own bodyguards? This isn't a very perky question. This isn't a very happy question. This doesn't
so
bring
the fake
vibes.
answers I did get from actual deaths while in office. It's a fun little fact.
Crikey, so these are all things that have happened to people then. Glorious.
Maybe not one of them, but I assume that one's probably happened.
Probably.
Don't worry about it. But they've all happened.
Okay. Give it
to
a
someone.
repeat.
How did Indira Gandhi,
I think.
Indira, sorry. How did Indira Gandhi, India's first and only female prime minister, die during her second term in 1984? Presumed dead after she went missing while swimming, killed by national extremists, she fell off her horse, or assassinated by her own bodyguards.
So far, Chloe, there have been no problems with the quiz. Can you believe it? There have been no actual problems with the quiz itself. Which means I've obviously just cursed it by saying that.
Obviously. It now has to go wrong.
Oh, and the last... Oh, I forgot I've got to do a bit here. And the last question. Which security measure... And this is a free text one. I changed it from Chloe gave multiple choice, but I've changed it. Which security measure did Marie Van Britten Brown invent in 1966 along with her husband?
Why did you not like it?
I liked it. I just wanted to make it slightly harder.
Oh, fair. Okay, I can't argue with that. I feel like some of these were a little bit easy.
Maybe, but you want a mix, don't you? That's the whole point.
You do.
Let's see what I have. What am I supposed to do here? Anyway, which security measure did Marie Van Britten Brown invent in 1966 along with her husband? Important note on this page, and this is important to note even if you've just written your username, stay and wait, because at least 3 of you perhaps might have to do something different. We have... Oh, please work. Boom. Lord Falafel is doing a giveaway of 3 £10 vouchers for falafel. It's very affordable, actually, on the Round app. You can get, falafel and chips for something like £4. I can't quote the prices. I have to go and look for the Round app, which I can't find at the moment because I am not in Guildford. But good prices on falafel and wraps and chips and halloumi fries. Now he does not just halloumi on fries. He does halloumi fries as well. I haven't had them yet, but I highly rate halloumi fries. If you won last week, if you won a voucher last week, congratulations to you. If you want a chance of winning again, put a different username. I would like you to not submit the same username that you used last week. So somebody else in your team, unless you can meet it on your own, in which case I'll let you off. if you're in a group and one of you won last week, then please put a different username in case you do as well again this week. I don't want to be giving them the same usernames. So that's the rules. If you put that, then if you're in Guildford and you want a voucher, then put your username. If you don't want a voucher because you're not in the area, then don't put a username. And we will give the top 3 answers a £10 voucher for Lord Falafel. He's pretty good. Look at that. Oh, I want halloumi fries now. I like all of this stuff. Halloumi's just nice.
Look at us engaging in capitalism.
It's good, isn't it?
Very fun.
Right. What's the next question? What's the next round?
Oh, so this is my favorite round. So I read this book a couple of months ago, and it's incredible. I highly recommend it for everyone. It's awesomely depressing. It's called Invisible Women. It's about the gender data gap. It's by Caroline Criado Perez, and it's basically just a whole book about the sort of things that we're gonna have in our questions in this round. And I got all these from this book, and so this is just a taste. So if you want a book that will make you very, very sad but informed, this is the one. Okay, that's my plugging done. What percentage of women are likely to be misdiagnosed after a heart attack? Is it 30%, 40%, 50%, or 60%? Frankly, none of those are good.
No, not particularly chirpy.
No, the running theme for this round is, well, it doesn't matter what the answer is, none of it's good.
What percentage of women are likely to be misdiagnosed after a heart attack? 30, 40, 50, or 60%? 42. Due to all male testing, women were given the wrong dosage of which drug, resulting in fatal car crashes? Was it paracetamol, Ambien, cold medication, or allergy medication? Presumably it's not a standard for every single allergy medication. It would be, if that's the answer, it's one particular one or one particular cold medication.
Yeah, I really struggled to get the wording right on this question. It was tough.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Due to all male testing, women were given the wrong dosage of which drug, resulting in fatal car crashes? Paracetamol, Ambien, cold medication, or allergy medication?
G. 43. In 1999, a British police officer came forward for taking which action due to health effects from wearing her body armour? Did she have to go and buy her own armour that fit her better? Did she just not wear it and, put herself at danger? Did she leave the police force? Or did she have breast reduction surgery? None of these are okay.
None of them are ideal.
In 1999, a British police officer came forward for taking which action due to health effects for wearing her body armour? Did she just purchase her own? Did she not wear it? Did she leave the police force? Or did she have breast reduction surgery?
It's because obviously the body armour refuses to take into account their tits or their hips, or the fact that they go in a bit in the middle, are wildly confusing female bodies. Police gear can't take it.
And it's not like it's an impossible thing to fix. You just don't.
And God forbid you get pregnant. That's a whole other issue.
Oh right, yeah, no. 44 in 1996. That's quite a while ago now. I have to adjust for inflation. Account for that when you come up with your answers here, guys. Because I don't know how much the lowest value on here, for instance, adjusted for inflation, might be quite a bit higher. But it's found that Californian women were paying how much more per year than men due to gender pricing at places like dry cleaning and hair salons. Out of these options, £956, £1,351. So is that per year? 1,782 or 2,497. Yeah, there has been quite a bit of inflation since then, and I assume this is converted from dollars to pounds in
Presumably.
today's
I'm not gonna lie, I pulled the
rate.
statistic out.
Oh, you pulled this stat.
Yeah.
Did the stat have it in pounds already?
Yeah, that was just what it said.
Oh, fair enough. So that's the stat. That's the stat. But what is the stat? In 1996, it was found that Californian women were paying how much more per year than men due to gender pricing at places like dry cleaning and hair salons.
So they found this out
956,
when they were doing a review to ban this.
Right.
So it's not as bad anymore, presumably.
Right. Yeah, because certainly if you're at a hair salon, you could just say, here's the price for having really long ass hair and here's the price for having this length hair.
Yeah.
Because it might take longer, but it depends. I don't know how. So does it that women require more delicate and more expensive dry cleaning potentially than guys who just bung it all in at once?
Yeah, that must be it. It must be like, well, I have like decent bras that are fucking expensive.
So do
And
I.
they were like, well, you want to pay us a lot more money.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It is indeed.
But to which item did an investor, this is such a man thing to do, respond with, I'm not touching that, that's disgusting? Was it the menstrual cup? Was it bras? Was it breast pumps? Or was it the coil?
Yeah, I should mention it was a male investor.
Yeah, I mean, one could probably assume.
So to which item did an investor respond with, not touching that, it's disgusting? Is it a menstrual cup, a bra, a breast pump, or the coil?
I mean,
Isn't that weird?
presumably he didn't just happen to be an investor and was throwing it on the street. Like this was in some Dragon's Den or similar scenario in real life where, you know,
Like a professional investor.
no one's I haven't seen the correct answer, but no one's throwing their used bra at him or, you know, things like that.
No, a professional woman with a business came in with this, and that was their response.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's great.
46, according to a 2016 study, a bit more recent this time. What percentage of French women had been victims of sexual harassment on public transport? 60, 70, 80, or 90%?
Again, none are very good.
No, I don't like the fact that the lowest option on this multiple choice is 60%. The lowest option should be 0%, and it should be the right answer.
In a perfect world, Joel, that is what we want. However, public transport is like a hotspot for sexual harassment, and no one really knows about it, or like transport authorities don't know about it because women won't report it. Because what happens if you go up to someone and say, that guy just grabbed my ass? They'll go, okay.
Oh, I hope it starts getting taken seriously.
We can only hope. This was recent as well.
So, 5 years ago, what percentage of French women had been victims of sexual harassment? According to a study at the time, was it 60, 70, 80, or 90%? Moving on, 47. According to a University of Michigan study, what's the date range for this? Is it per week or?
Oh yeah, sorry, a week.
How many
I
extra
didn't know.
hours of household work per week do husbands create for women? 5, 7, 9, or 11?
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, when, a man and woman get married, the man will go, excellent, I have a new mother. She will take care of everything, regardless of whether or not she's employed.
So whichever answer this is, you say, so if a woman was living on her own versus then a husband entering the picture and living with her, she has at least 5 hours a week additional housework. Because the logic should dictate, if men weren't how they are, that it wouldn't be twice as much work, and it's twice as many people, meaning it should be less work. It should be lower. It should be a lower number. Oh well, maybe I don't get this sometimes.
It's a real problem as well. Like, single women recover from heart attacks way better than married women.
Doesn't surprise me. But how many
No, it
extra
doesn't.
hours a week do husbands create in housework for women? And on a similar topic of working for free, Chloe.
In 2016, the UK's official GDP was 2.6 trillion. What is the estimate when the unpaid work, 75% of which is globally done by women, is taken into account? Is it 3.9 trillion, 4.2 trillion, 5 trillion, or 5.8 trillion?
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously,
I mean, unpaid work on its own
surprisingly.
isn't inherently wrong. Volunteering for things and doing things for free isn't inherently bad, but
it's because a huge chunk of unpaid work is obviously household work, childcare, and like caring for your parents, your grandparents, which will very commonly fall to women. So that the amount of unpaid work is just not taken into account. This huge workforce is just being ignored, and they don't get benefits.
I hope you're preaching
or
to the
shit
choir
for it.
here, and I hope that both me and our lovely Harry's audience are conscious of these issues. I'd like to think so.
No. That's why I wanted to do this round, because people, obviously feminism's come a long way, but we still have so far to go. It's still bad.
But what is the estimate of GDP once unpaid work is taken into account? Without it, it's 2.6 trillion. Is it 3.9, 4.2, 5, or 5.8 trillion? According to a global 2016 study, this is question 49, how many female parliamentarians had been subject to one or more acts of sexual violence? 1 in 3, 1 in 4, 1 in 5, 1 in 6. Question 49 has the same options. I don't know if it's intentional yet. No, it's not. I may have to skip a question, Chloe. Sorry. Sorry.
That's one of my favorite questions.
Questions being skipped.
It,
the answers aren't in the quiz sheet, so question 49 is being skipped. Sorry. Question 49 is not in the quiz sheet.
Can I tell them what the answer is then?
Go on in.
It's 1 in 5, Joel.
That's quite a lot.
It's so bad for women in parliament or government. Like, the amount of death threats and rape threats is honestly horrendous.
Oh, right, yes.
This is why women don't go in parliament.
Ridiculous. So can you explain this question a bit? This is kind of question number 50. I want to make sure it's
sorry, it was hard to condense the words. So basically, according to the EU regulations for testing with crash test dummies, so I've got a series of statements facts about female crash test dummies, and one of them I made up.
Oh, so three of these are true facts about female crash test dummies. And one of them
for
is
EU regulations.
And one of them is you made it up. Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 of them are true. Which one is the made up one? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So your options are only tested in the passenger seat. So the female crash test dummy is only in the passenger seat. The female crash test dummy is just a smaller version of the male dummy. So no anthropometric data is taken into account. It doesn't even have tits. It's just a smaller version. 75% of women are taller than the dummy.
Right.
So it's like just tiny. It doesn't take, like, it's not 50th percentile at all. And only one test uses the dummy.
So none of these should be part of EU regulations, really. But 3 of them are. Can you spot the one that is not? Okay.
Okay, so that's the
I think we explained that one well enough.
Horrible sadness.
Yeah. Joy.
Yeah. And now we're going to have a slightly happier one.
Let's have a happier round. Let's have literature. Literature, isn't it, next? Okay, so for this round, we have 10 quotes, and we have 10 potential characters.
Ooh.
All real people in a book.
Snazzy.
You know, it could be a real person in their biography, as is the case for one of these. But female characters, women characters, women in literature, women and girls in literature, and we want you to match the
Plus
quotes.
kids.
Okay. We want you to match the quotes to the people or characters. So you have a drop down for each quote. It's the same set of 10 options in each drop down. I'm going to go through them slowly, but you can see them on your screen, so you have the opportunity to go through them yourself. Here's the first one. At some point you have to stop running and turn around and face whoever wants you dead.
Strong quote.
That's it's a good one.
Who is your favourite character in this list, Joel?
I quite like Lord of the Rings. And Elwyn is kind of badass. Ginny's pretty badass. Glinda's quite fun. Hazel, I've not read Fault in Our Stars. Katniss obviously is badass.
Oh, that's good.
Malala, you can't really compare the other ones to, because it's very much a different level.
Yeah.
Matilda's a badass. It's very difficult.
There's a whole lot of
Obviously Tracy Beacon. No. They're all good.
Mine
They're
is
all good
Eowyn.
characters. Eowyn's pretty.
When I was a little kid, and I would just be
Good.
like, "Oh my god,
Mhm.
women are amazing."
Second quote.
That was when I learned feminism.
Second quote.
No.
Let's get this straight once and for all. It's none of your business who I go out with or what I do with them. It's a pretty badass quote. Pretty, valid point. But is it Eowyn, Ginny, Glinda, Hazel, Katniss, Malala, Matilda, Piper, Tracy, or Violet? And with our perfect graphics,
So
they're
that's
definitely
let's
not
get
very
this-
obtrusive.
So let's get this straight once and for all. It's none of your business who I go out with or what I do with them.
I'm going to do a thing. Hang on.
Damn it, went the wrong way.
Yeah, well done. If I do this and then pick red and then
Ooh, that's snazzy.
I don't want it to.
Ooh.
It depends if people can still read it when it's like that. I don't know. I want it to kind of. Oh, there we go. We'll go halfway like that, so you can still see us.
Ooh,
Okay, the third one.
that's spicy.
But no living man am I. You look upon a woman.
Yeah, you do, Joel.
Foot caught in the. There we go. Hello. So that's but no
Sean,
living
see,
man am I.
That
you
is,
look
but
upon.
no living man am I. You look upon a woman.
Beautifully said. Next one we
Thank you.
have, I'm not going to be dependent on any guy. I'm going to make my own way in the world and be a stonking great success too.
Wait, hold on. There we are.
Is there quite a... Are you having trouble with the delay? Or is it alright?
Yeah, I'm that was a bit better now. It's like when they have those things where they like play your voice to you,
Yeah.
like a couple seconds behind, which is very unnerving. It's
Oh, yeah,
kinda
no,
like
it is.
that. It's making me uncomfortable. But I'm not going to be dependent on any guy, not even you, Joel. I'm going to make my own way in the world and be a stonking great success too.
55.
Uber just messaged me.
One child, one
Apparently
teacher,
I should
one
order from
book,
local restaurants.
and one pen can change the world. I
That's
had a
a good
message
quote.
from the normal Uber saying that my next 5 trips are like 40% off, and I thought, oh, that's useful if I wanted to go anywhere, but I can't really go anywhere. So what's the point? That quote is one child, one teacher,
probably why
one
they were
book,
cheap.
and one pen can change the world. Next one. Oh, Chloe, do you want to take one?
Sure. So if the inevitability of oblivion worries you, then I suggest you ignore it. God knows that's what the rest of the world does.
Was it Erwin, Ginny, Glinda, Hazel, Katniss, Malala, Matilda, Piper, Tracy, or Violet? So if the inevitability of oblivion worries you, then I suggest you ignore it. God knows that's what the rest of the world does. 57. You had the power all along, my dear. You had the power all along, my dear.
Well, yeah, I do have like a plug right next to me, so.
It's true, yeah. You don't want your battery to run out during Harry's. That'd be embarrassing.
Well,
Couldn't have any tech
my
difficulties
lamp
during
plugged into
Harry's.
it,
Oh, right.
so I could actually run out of power.
Oh, crikey.
And then I'll be sat here in the dark. It'll be
How
fine.
about number 58, Chloe?
Never do anything by halves if you want to get away with it. Be outrageous. Go the whole hog.
Who said that?
Who was it? Eowyn, Ginny, Glinda, Hazel, Katniss, Malala, Matilda, Piper, Tracy, or Violet?
Never do anything by halves if you want to get away with it. Be outrageous. Go the whole hog. That is number 58. What are you doing under the graphic?
I'm sorry, that was really inappropriate.
If everyone fought fire with fire, the whole world would go up in smoke. If everyone fought fire
It would.
with fire, the whole world would go up in smoke. And finally, Chloe.
Being a hero doesn't mean you're invincible. It just means you're brave enough to stand up and do what's needed.
Okay, you've heard all 10 now. Hopefully you can match them all up to our 10 characters. We have Erwin from Lord of the Rings,
Woo.
Ginny from Harry Potter, Ginny Weasley, Glinda from The Wizard of Oz, Hazel from Fault in Our Stars, Katniss, of course, from Hunger Games, Malala Yousafzai from her own book, Matilda from Matilda, Piper McLean from Heroes of Olympus, Tracy Beaker, who needs no introduction, and Violet from A Series of Unfortunate Events.
This was fun. I liked this round. This was one of our lovely ghostwriters, and I appreciate them immensely. Because
Yeah, thank you, Meg. It was a good round. I enjoyed it. I've had fun playing that one myself. We've got a music round next.
Oh my god. We're not doing too bad. It's 9:30.
No, we recovered, I think. We recovered a bit of time. We're not going to be done by 10, probably. Because we normally have the music round done by 9:35 is usually the close time. So we'll see. We should be alright. We should be alright. Fewer free text questions, so you can smash through the answers a lot quicker. Because you haven't got to wait for me. The marking will be quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
So I can smash through them.
You can smash through whatever you like, Chloe. We have...
Does that mean that I can't go on a feminist rant for every single question? I wanted to go on a rant.
We'd like to finish by 10. I'm not silencing you.
Okay, fine. Fine. I will contain myself.
So we've
Let's
got another
have
music
some-
round. It's not feminism related.
It's just fun.
I know it was ghost written by Haley, who ghostwrites some of our rounds. So in that sense, in keeping with the women wrote the quiz, it is on theme. There is a theme. There is a connection. Spot the connection to win 2 bonus points. Actually, I'll make it 3, so it can be a tiebreaker. Here is the first song. Might be loud. Who knows?
Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine.
do, do, do,
That's a
do.
bop.
Do, 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 do. And we're going to play them all again at the end, of course. 62 is this. Not giving anything away there. That's all you're going to get. Hopefully you can identify it.
How's me?
I try. Everyone's still here.
I don't know these ones, so I'm playing along with you guys.
63 is this.
My only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels.
My only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. 63 is that. 64 is this. Tune. A little bit compressed, a bit low quality there, but that's my fault. Okay. 65 is this. Ooh.
I was
Spicy
tight.
one there. Spicy one there. It is one with a couple of these are songs we've had at some point in the past year. So when I've since I've been hosting, these are a couple of reoccurrers. Nothing wrong
No,
with
that's
that.
fine.
No, and of course I noticed and I was like, that's fine. We're gonna keep them in because they're tunes. You're gonna get these all again with a gap like I'm doing this time. I'm not gonna play them all again fast. I'll do it like I've just done. 66 is this. So I've tried to pick slightly more tricky bits of songs to try and throw people off.
Yeah. Honestly, I know that song inside out, but I don't remember what it's called.
Well, there you go. Do you know at home?
It's really bad.
67 is this.
You're the cherry patient, stay on top of me, so I can't see nobody else for me, no. Get it, flip it, skip it, do it like that, yeah, yeah. Like it, love it, like it, do it like la la la, oh yeah.
Very upbeat, perky song. That was 67. I want the song titles. Again, ideally in all cap. It does make it a bit easier to mark, but I'm not going to mark you down. I've got plenty of time to mark this week, I think. And play them all again. 68 is this.
Tell the truth about all the things you used to do.
There you go. If you're thinking about these quite quickly, or if you've done them when we repeat, then have a think about some feedback you can leave for us. So tell me about how much you hated it when we scuffed it up earlier and it took me a while to figure out the sound. Or tell us some ideas for rounds. 69 is this. It's got a brilliant intro, that. It's got a good background to it. And 70 is this.
That is a classic.
Indeed. Haley says, I wrote this round and can't even tell what some of them are. So yeah, we have an agreement. People who we trust enough to write the quiz or write parts of the quiz for us. Some of them do play, and they promise us that when they play in a team, they they stay quiet during a round that they've written, there's usually enough of them in the team that the rest of them will do it without them. So don't be alarmed if you know that one of our play testers or one of our quiz writers is playing along. Maybe, they haven't won in a while, old organised detritus, so let's see if they can do a bit better. The bonus question then, what is the connection? It might say 2 points on the screen. I'm going to make it 3 because an odd number helps to split some ties. So if you do get it, 3 points for you. You have until 9:40 to submit your quiz sheets. At exactly 9:40 and no later, we're going to submit the quiz. So get your feedback in. I'm going to play all of them again for you. Number 71 is what is the connection between these clips. Let's play them again for you. 61 was this.
Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine.
It's a good
So
tune.
I may have caved and looked at the answers.
Right.
It's good.
62 is this. That's quite a difficult clip, I think. Well, it could be.
Yeah, this is mean.
63 was this.
My only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels.
Only
64 was this. Another bit of intense guitar on 65, which is this. Another famous guitar solo on 66, which was this. '67 was this.
You're the cherry piece, stay on top of me, so I can't see nobody else but me. No, get it, flip it, scoop it, do it like that, yeah, yeah. Like it, love it, like it, do it like la la la, oh yeah.
68 was this.
Tell the truth about all the things you used to do.
69 was this. And 70 was this. And that concludes the music round. And that gives you just over a minute to finish up your answer sheet. And, well, about a minute now. Maybe less than a minute as you're listening to this. Get cracking, get submitting, and get us your quiz sheets. We already have 6.
give us your answers.
7.
We want to know how bad you fucked up.
Got 9 in now.
Oh my god, we're almost at double digits.
Got 10 in now. 11.
Oh my god, we're at double digits.
Haley
should write
was
them down.
curious what the buttons are. It's a Stream Deck. This size one is about just over 100, 120 quid, I think. And you can program it to do whatever you want, basically. It's quite fun. There's some custom software for it as well that's not related to the people who make the Stream Deck that lets you tinker with it even more and make it run scripts and things. Bit nerdy, but it's fun. My motto. We have 14 teams in so far. That's pretty good. Similar to the last few weeks, I think, which is very nice. 15.
Yes, we filled Harry's.
That's roughly Harry's, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would fill Harry's.
Well,
Okay,
we have
just before the deadline, we had
15
16. We had 16 teams. No, 17. Sorry. So they're just filtering through to me, but there were 1 or 2 that were really fine on the deadline. I'm usually generous on what I consider the deadline because I know there are some stream delays and things like that. So do not worry. Those last few entries have
You're
been
much nicer than I am,
accepted.
Joel. I would have been like, no, they're dead to me.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Chloe, are you going to be ready when I announce that you can start reeling off?
You know what? I'm gonna prime myself. So am I reading quickly or just?
You haven't got to go slowly. You can go quicker than we have done in the past. A little
I'll
bit.
go at a nice normal pace.
Yeah, a medium pace. Okay, I'm closing
I
the
won't
quiz
ramble at every single question. Only the ones where I have some fucking thoughts.
Okay, well, crack on then, because we have
Okay.
18 teams in with some reasonably good names.
Oh, fun. I'm excited to hear
There's one
them.
called
Okay.
Pot Plants and Pussy. There's one called We Stan Einstein's Wife. Things like that. Brilliant. Shout out to you guys.
Brilliant.
Anyway, Chloe, crack on
Okay.
while I mark these.
All right then. So Meghan Markle said that she had to learn how to curtsy to the Queen properly. So they were horrified by prescription medications advertising, which is illegal here. 22% of food waste is down due to lockdown. The Nightingale.
Only 2 teams got that.
Oh really? Nice one. How many? So 7 Nightingale hospitals were set up in England in April 2020. Carbonous chondrite was the meteorite material found in the UK. Okay, and then now we're on to the men stealing our ideas because men. Okay, so Monopoly was the game invented by Elizabeth Maggie, but then Charles Darrow got millions from it. Millions he stole from her. It's honestly obscene. Okay, this is a great one. So after Margaret Queen and her husband were divorcing, and he was like, "Those are my paintings, I painted them," and she was like, "No, you didn't." The court decided they should both go in and paint paintings, and they quickly realized that he was bullshitting. So they did have a paint off, which is just wonderful. And Otto Hahn ignored his partner Lies Meter when they found nuclear fission. Trotula of Sonero is considered the world's first gynecologist. She was in women's health, and historians were like, nah, she probably wasn't even real. Women can't do that. So then a bunch of like doctors and that came in afterwards, like, yeah, like I totally discovered that. I definitely didn't read it, and you know the stuff that we already knew because a woman did it. Candace Pert discovered the receptors that locked into the okay, so Dr. Solomon Snyder was her professor with her work that discovered the receptor that allows opioids to lock into the brain. Her professor stole her work, and when she like argued about it, he just went, well, that's how the game was played. Because and the classic Rosalind Franklin was the one who actually did most of the
Quite a few teams got that. I think the majority of teams got that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's a classic go-to of thievery from men. Yeah, she did like all the legwork, and they just dot the I's, cross the T's, and were like, hey, this is our work. Give us a Nobel Prize. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So then we have the beautiful, lovely ladies. Ooh, it's a tough one. So Serena Williams was the first one, obviously, glorious goddess that she is. One team got this one. PV Sindhu. PV Sindhu?
No, it's PV. It's like initials.
Oh, okay, PV Sindhu. And then we have the gorgeous Simone Biles. I love watching her, honestly. She's amazing. And then we have Sarah Hunter. Only 4 teams got that. Congratulations. Then we have Alex Morgan, who is spilling the tea. And then we have Lindsey Vonn. Someone thought it might have been Michael Keane. Very amazing.
There was not much similarity, to be honest.
No. Then we have Katie Taylor, who only 6 teams got that right. And then we have the lovely Kelly Holmes. I don't know who was there. Oh, okay, this is fun. Okay, so now we're on to my lovely mishmash music round. The first one was Do It Like a Dude, not very hard. And then only 5 teens got this. It was Express Yourself by Madonna. I'm surprised that people struggle with that one. It's not an unknown song. So then
I stopped you to point out that someone has answered Lemonade to every song on this round.
Fair enough. And then we have Not a Million Years. It's A Million Reasons by Lady Gaga. And then we have Feeling Myself. I'm feeling myself by Beyonce and oh my god, why has her name left me? Nicki Minaj. Then we have Unity by Queen Latifah, or Ellie from Ice Age as I know her. And then we have, oh sorry, not Daddy Issues, Daddy Lessons by Beyonce and the Chicks. And then we have Shoop. And then we have the lovely If You CK Me by Britney Spears. So this is quite fun. So the If You CK Me, it's it phonetically sounds like F-U-C-K me. So she's like sounding out fuck me.
Very, very good.
That's how it works. Oh, Britney's wonderful. And then we have Wasabi by Little Mix. I just really enjoyed it.
I'm giving you some great little tips for later questions because there's some we've caught a few people. We've had some good ones.
Oh, and someone thought that Daddy Lessons was Ho Down, Throw Down. Thank you for a lovely answer there. And then finally, of course, we have the wonderful Run the World by Beyonce. It had to be done. It would have been rude if I hadn't included it, so I did. Yes! I did you a bamboozle. Sorry, Joel's making little notes for me. Okay, so She Sells Seashells by the Seashore is the tongue twisting that Mary Anning inspired. She was a British, what's the word, paleontologist. And she did sell her fossils, and she like really pushed forward. What's it called again? Paleontology, yeah.
I just wondered why nobody got a question right, but it was the enter your username to win falafel, so there's no right answer.
Fair enough. And Lord and Lady Byron's daughter was the lovely Lady Lovelace, and she is considered the world's first computer programmer. Fun fact, when computers weren't invented, like most of the first computer programmers were in fact women, because they were the people who did the computing by hand, and they were like, well, let's just give it to the ladies. Then somehow it became a boys' game. Don't ask me how. Then we have, so Amelia Earhart flew across the Atlantic in 1932. That was before she, went missing very mysteriously. So that's very interesting. And Princess Anna Komnene was a princess of the Byzantine Empire, and her work was so important to people's understanding of the Byzantine Empire during the 11th and 12th centuries. Oh, okay. I done tricked you guys. Yes. So in 1955, the woman arrested for not refusing to move from her seat was not Rosa Parks. That was the same year. It was a few months apart. But Rosa Parks was obviously an old woman, not a 15-year-old. It was Claudette Colvin. She she was going home from school and couldn't be asked with it. And 12 of you got Rosa. Thanks, guys. I love tricking you. It makes me happy. And then the famous actress who invented widely used tech, it was Wi-Fi. She invented the startings of Wi-Fi, which is incredible. And she's stunning, like ridiculously gorgeous. I have forgotten her name, but you can Google it. And the nickname of Harriet Tubman, who saved 70 enslaved people using the Underground Railway. She did 13 trips. She saved a lot of her family. She helped a bunch of other people get out, like indirectly. And she was a huge feminist, part of the feminist movement, so a boss. And her nickname was Moses. Oh. And then Jane Austen published her works under The Lady. Of course she did, because she's a sassy bitch. You gotta love her. And Indira.
Indira. I'm pretty sure it's Indira.
Indira. Okay. Indira Gandhi, she was assassinated by her own bodyguards. They didn't like that she went to war with someone who I've forgotten, and they assassinated her. So the presumed dead after she went swimming, that actually happened to an Australian Prime Minister in the 60s, if I remember correctly. And falling off the horse, that was another one that happened to someone else. I don't know about that killed by national extremists, but it probably has happened. But that's where I got those from. An actual Australian Prime Minister went swimming and went missing and was presumed dead in the 60s. Pretty well. Then, Marie Van Britten Brown invented the CCTV system with her husband. They painted it, and he didn't steal it from her. Yay! Oh my battery's gonna die. Something that's not good.
Well, you can speed up because I'm pretty much done. So keep cracking.
Fantastic. Oh, well, I'm gonna go on some rants now. So basically, because apparently women have horrible, annoying bodies, and because our periods cause us to like have these hormone fluctuations, people don't like to have clinical trials for drugs with us in, because apparently we're a problem. As a result, a lot of drugs don't work, and a lot of things that are considered typical aren't typical. They're typical for men. And because of this, 50% of women are likely to be misdiagnosed after a heart attack. They don't have that classic Hollywood fall down. It's
Crikey.
And due to hormone testing, which we'll talk about. Ambien was a drug that led to women. They were given the wrong dosage. They have different blood, different metabolism, and they died in car crashes. And British police officer, she got breast reduction surgery so that she could wear her body armor. But someone did purchase their own body armor. I was in the States. She got reprimanded for that. 2 years before that, a woman didn't wear her body armor and got stabbed and died. And she left the police force. I mean, maybe that happened. I don't know. That wasn't one that I took from an example. And California women were paying £1,351 more every week in the 90s, which is pretty rude. Okay, so an investor had a breast pump put in front of him, and he claimed, "I'm not touching that. That's disgusting."
Disgusting. Hang on, I've got my normal soundboard on here, so I can play.
Disgusting!
Yeah, that to a breast pump. Fucking incredible.
Ridiculous.
15 of you were tricked by the menstrual cup. Only 3 of you said pump. Yeah, because it's fucking ridiculous. Ooh, there was a 6. So for the next one, the amount of French women assaulted on public transport was a 6x6x6 split between the highest 3. So it was in fact 90%. Joel, it was 90%.
Yep.
There's a reason why they're all so high. Couldn't go any lower.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not what you want.
No.
Husbands create 7 hours extra work, household work per week. So that's right. Nice of them. So if you took into women unpaid work for the UK's GDP in 2016, it would be 3.9 trillion, which is so ridiculous, frankly. And then 1.5 female parliamentarians who had been subjected to 1 or more acts of sexual violence. You already knew that. And the EU regulation that I made up for crash test dummies was 75% of women are taller than the dummy. That was a lie, because it is in fact 95% of women who are taller. So it's actually worse. 11 teams thought that passenger seat was the fake one. No, it's not. It's not. Legitimately. It's only, so there's one test that includes a female version. It's just a mini version of a man, and it's only up in the passenger seat. They have no idea how it affects. They have no idea the effects of women in the driver's seat, because they don't test it.
No, because that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Thank you.
I hope that's being
so also
with.
I gotta remember the stats, but something like 70%, women are 70% more likely to be seriously injured or moderately injured in a car accident because of these reasons. So yeah, it is really bad. And this is why feminism is still super important, guys. It's not good. And we need to fix it. Okay. Sad things are over now. Read the fucking book. It's amazing. We're going to have some literary. It's going to be happy.
People did quite well here. Most of them, apart from one, which you'll mention, got more than half people got them right.
Ah, nice.
Very nicely done.
All right, then. At some point, you have to stop running and turn around and face whoever wants you dead. That was said by the lovely Katniss Everdeen in Hunger Games. Let's get this straight for once and for all. It's none of your business who I go out with and what I do with them. That is by the lovely Ginny Weasley from Harry Potter. I am no living man am I. You look upon a woman. That was the absolute queen of my childhood. Aowen from Lord of the Rings, honestly. It was my most favorite thing ever. I'm not going to be dependent on any guy. I'm going to make my own way and be a stonking great success too. That was, of course, the lovely Tracy Beaker. And then we have one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Was by Malala Yousafzai.
Yousafzai. Yeah, Nobel Prize winner. Got shot by the Taliban. You remember? I mean, you probably have heard of this one, but she got shot by Taliban, and then has become, while she was a student, while she was a schoolgirl, and has become this inspirational person and got the Nobel Peace Prize, I think, and has been writing books and doing good work. Bit of an odd one in the selection, but I thought I'd throw it in. Well, I say I thought I'd throw it in. I was given the round with 16, and I cut it to 10.
But
I thought it was worth including.
So if the inevitability of oblivion worries you, then I suggest you ignore it. God knows that's what the rest of the world does, was said by Hazel from Fault in Our Stars. And then we have, who had the power all along, my dear, was, of course, Glinda from The Wizard of Oz. I mean, you have to sing it for it to work, I think. Oh.
Yeah.
Never do anything by halves if you want to get away with it. Be outrageous. Go the whole hog. Only one question this round that got less than half right. Matilda, apparently it's a tough one. And if everyone fought with fire, the whole world would go up in smoke, was the lovely Violet from Series of Unfortunate Events. And then we have being a hero doesn't mean you're invincible. It just means you're brave enough to stand up and do what's needed. That was Piper McLean from Heroes of Olympus.
Okay.
Is that one of the Percy Jackson ones?
I think there's some link to Percy Jackson there, because our quiz writer said when it was going to be a free text one, they said if they put Percy Jackson, it's okay. So I think it's like Heroes of Olympus is Rick Riordan, but I think there's a connection. I think it's perhaps based on the same.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, I can do the last round if you'd like. I'll even play them because it's a bit of fun. We're going to go over 10, but I don't really care. Here's the first one.
Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine.
That was, of course, Hooked on a Feeling. Hang on a second, I'm just getting something up on my phone that's relevant.
Sorry, my thing was dying.
That was Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Suede. Number 2 was... Paranoid. I accepted the team who wrote Paranoia because I'm feeling nice, by Black Sabbath. Number 3 was...
My only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels.
Of course, Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Number 4 was this. That was Gold on the Ceiling. I'm accounting for typo and accepting Cold on the Ceiling, because I presume they know the song name. Of course, by the Black Keys. Number 5 was... So that's a bit later on in Don't Fear the Reaper, or just The Reaper, by Blue Oyster Cult. Number 6 is from Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. Here's a fun one.
You're the cherry pieces, stay on top of me, so I can't see nobody else but me, no. Get it, flip it, scoop it, do it like that, yeah, yeah. Like it, love it, like it, do it like la la la, oh yeah.
Quite Quite a bit of fun. That is only 6 of you got that. That was Ice Cream by Blackpink and Selena Gomez. Number 8.
The truth about all the things you used to do.
Was All Rise by Blue. Number 9. Was Papa's Got a Brand New Bag by James Brown. Number 10. Was Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card. And the connection, of course, you've got Blue Suede, Black Sabbath, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Black Keys, Blue Oyster Cult, Pink Floyd, Blackpink, Blue, James Brown, Yellow Card. They had colours in their artist names, so we didn't ask for the artist names, but if you thought a bit laterally, quite a few people. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just under half. 7 out of 18 teams got that right, which is nice amount, and that has helped actually split the results, which we will now
It's a great week, by the way. That was dope shit.
It was a good fun one. Thank you to Hayley for writing that round. Let's go to... I'm on that one already. What did I just do? This one. And we have our results. This is out of... It's normally 140. Take away a question. Add a bonus point. No, add a bonus 3 points. 141 it's actually out of this week. So out of 141, we have potatoes in last place. Wait, is that working? It's not working. I pressed the wrong... I've got it. There. We have potatoes in last place with 30 points. Above them we have the Naughty Niners, which I think is my neighbours at number 9. So well done. We have team number 5 in 16th place. And in 15th place, the Hose. In 14th we have Silent Not Silenced. And in 13th we have the GPA Mandem, Chloe.
And then in 12th place we have Moob Guben. And then we have in 11th Almost One Brain Cell. Wow, you did pretty well.
Indeed we did.
And then 10th we have A Range of Nerds. You gotta have an array.
Love that.
Then in 8th we have Risky Quizness, a classic team, friends. And then also in 28th we have Pot Plants and Pussy. That's a good name actually. And then in 7th place we have Organized Detritus, another regular offender.
And then this name. Someone's gone for Greta Thunberg as their team name. So shout out to you guys. 95 out of 141. We've also got We Stan Einstein's Wife. 98 points in 5th place. Had to Start Again. Came 4th, I think. Yeah.
You did well.
The top 4 actually only had 1 point each between them. So in 4th place was Had to Start Again. In 3rd place we have the Flu Fighters.
Great name.
Who I think were eligible, who put their name down for some falafel, so congratulations. In 2nd place we have Fun/Naughty is Fine, Offensive is Bad, who I think also put themselves down for some falafel. And one team I know put themselves down as our winners. Falafel me up or else. We will. You will be falafeled.
You've learned it.
Sufficiently falafeled, I believe. So congratulations to you guys.
Passed our test.
So yeah, we have Ollie from the Flu Fighters, Shula Hoops from Fun/Naughty, and Shannon from Falafel Me Up or Else are all going to get some falafel. We will tell Mr. Lord Falafel after the quiz who has won, and we will then tell you to message him, and he'll give you a voucher. But a quick announcement. Next week, the current plan at least, is that next week will be the last Harry's for a while. We're going to take an Easter vacation and resume either in virtual or physical form a little while after that. I want to take a little break, chill out for a bit. I'm going to get settled in my job. Chloe might actually do a PhD.
Yeah, I should do that at some point.
I feel like if we commit to keeping writing some rounds over this time, we're not going to, but we could try to keep writing some rounds over the time.
We're going to try and think of some dope ass ideas, and we're going to come back fresh as daisies and just with some boss quizzes.
But yeah, other than that, that's all from us, isn't it?
That's
So-
it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you learned some important things about how wonderful women are and how important feminism still is. And obviously you already knew, but now you have some facts to back that shit up.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to our quiz writers.
Thank you.
And we will see you next Tuesday.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Pretend that there's smooth jazz here because there would normally be. If you're a loser, go to joel.pm/zoom and follow the Zoom link. That's joel.pm/zoom.
Oh, Joel, I'm so tired.
You're tired, are you?
Oh, my face always really hurts from like smiling for 2 hours.
They could still hear you.
Oh, guys, I hope you appreciate. Like, my face hurts from smiling.
They can hear you now when they don't need to, but they couldn't hear you when it mattered earlier.
Yeah, this is always the way. It's pretty difficult, I think.
Oh well. I really need to figure out what that was.
Have you watched The Great yet?
No.
For fuck's sake, Joel.
This is like a theme of the end, the post Harry's
Yeah.
banter.
I have to ask you, you say no.
Yeah, exactly.
The last episode is out now. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, good. Well, I've got an excuse to start watching it then. Maybe I'll watch it at the weekend.
Yeah,
If anybody
honestly, it's so
still
dope.
listening, has any TV suggestions, then come to joel.pm/zoom and joel.pm/zoom and tell me what I should watch with my free time I don't have. Although I'm not writing a quiz soon, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, because you wrote so much of the quiz before.
I have to do the tech.
You do have to do the tech. Honestly, I couldn't do the tech to save my life, so I am eternally grateful for this, as always. And I like writing the quiz, so it's nice skin off my teeth.
Well, there you go. You've just volunteered yourself to write it.
No, I don't want to write the whole thing. This week was so much work. Honestly, like it took me like a whole day and then some to write this quiz.
Gee, that's a lot of effort.
I know. It was a lot of effort, but it was totally worth it because like those are some really boss depressing facts.
Gee, yeah, that's about right. Okay, I'm going to press stop streaming now, so goodbye everybody still on Twitch. You should get a life or do something more useful than listen to the end, this bit. Anyway, bye.
This is the best bit.